Today on Slugs of the Week, we take a look at the latest developments in the Samsung Note 7 fire cases. Trump may have not paid taxes for up to 18 years, and an AI alliance of IT titans.
We also run down Korean students are not graduating. Toyota launches a baby robot, and the $25 painting is $26 million, and Koreans are getting attacked by boars.
This is Alex.
This is Joe.
Hey, these are your Slugs of the Week.
Samsung has resumed official sales of the Note 7 in Korea, and they will do so in the US and Europe in the middle of the month. This is right after the global recall last month that really hurt them in terms of brand damage and money. And so it remains to be seen whether they will recover. So the fundamental question, will they recover, Samsung?
I think if you're talking about the Samsung as the electronics company, yes. The phone, the Note, that remains to be seen, right?
Yes, Note 7 have been made fun of so many times now. It's called the grenade phone.
Are they giving up on the Note 7? I mean, I know they're selling it again to make sure they can recover
but sell
some of
resumption shows that it's actually selling really well. You got to remember, Samsung has placed itself as like the alternative on the Android camp to Apple's iPhone. So they still have a very strong brand.
45,000 in sales domestically in that first weekend. It was a 3-day weekend, to be fair, but
probably going to go stronger.
It's probably going to go stronger. I don't know, though. If I'm someone who's purchasing that, I'm thinking maybe I'll take the refund and just wait for the 8 at that point. Wait till the new... Because they're going to make some good improvements for the 8 because they got to rebuild that image again. They had such a great campaign for the 7, and then it fell flat.
Yes, fell flat, and bottom line is flat, too, for the third quarter. They're expecting, the profit losses of, near $1 billion. I think it's $900 million.
Yeah, because of this phone issue.
Yes. Then again, it was $8 billion for the first quarter, $8 billion for the second. Now for the third, it's $7 billion. So it's a down, but it's still big money. And in terms of, besides the money, the brand damage tarnishing is just more harmful, right? Because no one thought phones will explode before.
Well, that's true. I was trying to think about that. No, but my phone has gotten hot. It's gotten a bit of... It's never caught on fire.
Yeah. So, phones not being allowed in airplanes. That just shows everything, right?
That's true. They've been saying the phones have to be turned off on
I think
flights.
It's rare for electronic devices not to be allowed on the airplane. They all just say, turn on the airport mode or airline mode, but don't...
But overall, we're thinking Samsung's image will be fine after a couple of months,
with the Note 7, but it could be strong in the fourth.
So up next, we're going to talk about Trump because he can never escape the news cycle. But unfortunately, it's all been negative this month. The October surprise that really came in big was the New York Times article that noted that Trump may not have been paying taxes for 18 years. Wow. And this was after that horrible debate. He did not do well at all. Did you get to see any of the highlights of that?
Well, Trump was okay, I think, in the beginning a little bit, but it was Hillary who took the center stage, and the poll shows that, Hillary won, basically, in the minds of most men. But the damaging thing, it's funny because this presidential debates, because Hillary was on her back before this, because of pneumonia, and was saying,
the stamina thing, right?
Yeah, and then...
Which is interesting.
And in the debate, Trump was trying to make fun of that, and then boom, Hillary comes back strong, you're not prepared, what about taxes? And now, and just a week afterwards, it's Trump in his back.
On the debate, he looked like he was the one that lacked all the stamina. This was not a great week for Trump. And I think the polls have actually shown that Hillary's starting to widen that lead again. And it's normally, actually, for the U.S. debates, it's the person who's not a part of the incumbent party who gets the biggest boost after that first debate, and he didn't get it.
Back to the New York Times article, there are two things now that damages Trump here. First of all, that article, which is all allegations, by the way, not proven, but it shows that Trump is maybe not a good businessman. And secondly, Trump's whole message was about helping middle-income America and stuff like that, and those, jobless people. But he's rich and he doesn't pay taxes.
Yeah, it seems like this may kind of discourage his base because his base was all Trump, and now it's like, oh... So there's a part of his base that may not come out to vote now. They've lost the momentum. He's got to get that back if he wants a chance. I'm not going to tell you who I'm cheering for, but let's see what happens on that one.
You know who you're cheering for, liberal?
Well, it's not that. I mean, I think a lot of people from both sides of the camp have an invested interest.
Well, then again, Trump has a rematch chance when the next presidential campaign is coming up. So now, another big news, it's been a while, but AI Alliance formed, a nonprofit by IBM, Amazon, Microsoft, Google. This nonprofit's goal is to benefit society and, set ethical standards for AI.
Okay, that's the written goal, what I'm saying. So that the title of it is the Partnership on artificial intelligence to benefit people and society.
What
that
an awesome
sounds
title.
Sounds like a propaganda.
It's very grandiose.
Look, I agree with what it's intending to do. It's talk about the ethics of AI. It's going to talk about...
It's kind of jumping the gun, though, no?
So you're saying they're not ready yet.
I don't see any Terminator kind of robot guarding my building.
But AI is all around us right now. AI is already being used not just for AlphaGo and Google and DeepMind, but also Facebook uses it in their algorithms when they're talking about face recognition and also news feeds. It uses AI to help kind of advance its news feed and facial recognition technology. So it's here. It's just not the way that we saw it. And what they're trying to do with this is show people that it's not this scary Terminator robot that we've been talking about.
And besides the promotion, it kind of shows that AI is here to stay. All these IT companies making commitments. Google just announced Google Assistant, a virtual assistant basically powered by AI platforms. So, and then the technology has matured, but it still remains to be seen, whether what kind of outright AI services we'll see.
I'm so conflicted by this because in a way I agree. They need to make the public more at ease with AI technology because I don't think we need to fear kind of self-driving cars or robots that are going to take over the world. I think we need to fear more what they can do with that technology to data mine and use this information against us in marketing and selling us products we don't need. That's my biggest fear, which is why I think this is also scary that they're getting together because you can't set the ethics. You have to determine the ethics.
They're going to rival each other, and Apple, as usual, playing the
Apple's not even in this one. Facebook, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, and Google, right?
And most AI platforms have focused on functionality until now, so we haven't seen advance yet, so to speak.
All right, guys, those were your main slugs of the week, but stick around because we've still got the 30-second rundown coming up next.
Yep. Korean students are not graduating. Some 50,000 are postponing graduation because there are no jobs.
Yes.
No jobs.
So either they're doing it by extending their credits, doing like another major. It just shows kind of a little bit of the clashing cultures here where Korean students think that if they graduate but don't have a job, they're less hireable.
Clashing cultures.
Well,
IMF says 2% growth for Korea.
In the U.S., if you don't graduate in 4 years, some people look at that in the negative. Where in Korea, if you graduate before you have a job, you might have a harder time getting a job. Interesting. Toyota coming out with a baby robot at less than $400. This robot can talk to you, have conversations. It knows your likes and dislikes and uses that in your conversations. How cool is that?
This reminds me of like SoftBank's push for a Pepper robot.
But this one's cheap.
I know, but it's just
less than the price of a nice drone.
Japanese love their robots, don't they?
They do. They seem to lead it.
Keep loving your robots and release more, please.
Wait. Careful how you say keep loving your robots. There's some weird robots out there as well.
Red and white. $25 painting bought 100 years ago. Turns out it's $26 million. Jackpot.
Bam. First of all, who was paying $2,574 in modern prices for what they thought was a copy of a painting at that time? Why would you pay that much in general?
I don't care. $26 million is awesome. I wish my great-grandfather bought some Tokyo vases so that he can, inherit it to me so that I can sell them for like $10
So you're in favor of... I guess I wouldn't be complaining myself. Wild boar attacks in Korea. Man, they're happening. Up to 30 have been recorded in Korean cities since 2005, and it's cost $6.2 million
so that's not so
in crop
bad.
damages.
In 11 years, there was 30 cases.
But they're in cities running around hurting people. Have you seen the videos? They're frightening videos.
Yes, boars are the complete opposite of panda. Pandas are snuggly and cute, and boars are very...
Well, pandas can kill too.
What? They can't.
Are you serious? Of course they can.
Adorable. And did you know pandas are pigs?
Oh, those were your slugs of the week in the 30-second rundown. What do you want us to talk about next? Make sure to leave that in the comments and tell us who won the debates today. Clearly it was me. This is Alex.
Pandas are pigs.
That's Joe. See you next time.
No, a lot of people don't know this. Pandas are pigs.
All right?
Yeah, they are.
Really? I thought boars were pigs.
Please tell me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment. Pandas are pigs.